Well, those are one of the many life lessons that we learn is about what's important, priorities, time, and space. We always look at time, but we don't never look at space. Time is how long something is. Space is how you occupy your time and use it to your best of ability. A lot of us exist in time, but not exist in space. And then we get mad at the people that exist in space that don't recognize time. So,
which I feel would be my problem.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I got that in one of your songs though, and that's Recuperate. That's a dope song. Put it in definition to what we just talked about with time and space though.
In time and space? Okay, so if I'm gonna look back at Recuperate, I think one of the most important things that I say in that song is in the middle of the song, where it's like, they see my soul is damaged, I cannot run away, but I can recuperate. I see their soul is damaged, they cannot run away, but I can recuperate. You know what I mean? So it's more of the song that of, I can recuperate in a sense of, it doesn't acknowledge time at all. Because I'm saying like, I can't run away from my problem, but I'm going to recuperate it regardless of what's going on. And the verses paint a vivid story of not only what goes on in my head, but what's going on around me and how I'm digesting that information. It's not really concerned about how to fix it or when the problem will be fixed. It's more of a acknowledgement of what's going on right now.
You know what's bugged out though? Because recuperate, when you think about recuperating, it's about healing. It's about getting something back from something that was taken from you. What were you exactly recuperating from to bring that topic to the song?
I think one of the things that I never really wrote songs about it, but I've mentioned him probably once or twice, and I think Recuperate was the second time I've mentioned him, which is a boy of mine that passed away years ago from cancer. Okay. He was only 18, I believe. My memory is very bad, but he passed away at 18, I believe. And we used to be skating buddies. We used to go skateboarding every day, every morning, every night, you know? And it came to a point where his time was up. Yeah. And in the second verse of Recuperate, I say, also the project being inspired by Bob Marley. So it was crazy because my friend's name was Robert Whalen. So Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bob is short for Robert and Wailers, Whalen. I sat there and I was like, wow, that is insane. And I had made sure that I painted that story in that second verse to let people know, like, yo, like, yeah, he's gone, but that's something that was vital because it left that impression on me that, wow, like, nothing's necessarily here forever. I know as kids, you think, like, you're invincible, like, time doesn't seem, as we were saying, when you're young, time doesn't seem like your enemy. Time doesn't even seem to exist because you feel like you're going to be here forever. You're going to be this age forever, and it's not like that.
Part of time versus space is not only the limitation of it, it's your knowing your place in it. Like Solis, I'm going to tell you something, yo. This is why I love interviewing people and giving the audience the chance to see you rather than just knock their head to beats.
Yeah.
Out of everybody in this world, this is just you. You may have an ancestor that may have looked like you, but they're not you. So, out of the blueprint of the world, and them only being you, to be able to chill, sit with you, and learn from you in this time and space, you got to be appreciative of it. Because something I may say to you may affect you 5 to 7 years down the line, and it'd be like, damn, that's what it was for. And a lot of people just exist, and I'm going to live it up for today, because tomorrow may not ever come. And some people say, I'm going to live so when tomorrow comes, there's more or better, either for myself or for more coming. And that's what the gift of your music is that when they open up the time capsule of hip hop, and they're going to be like, yo, what's something good I should listen to? We'll put it out there like you're there. So in understanding that, I must ask you, as an artist, what is your definition or belief in legacy building and the time capsule?
Personally, for me, the idea of a legacy, it's a want, but it's not a necessity.
Explain.
I'm coming to grips with myself in terms of, you know, where does my music land when I'm gone? This is very, it's a story, but it's not like, you know, it's nothing crazy. I was on an airplane, right, and the plane ride was terrible. It's one of those airplane rides where it's like shaking OD.
Turbulence,
Yo, the turbulence was horrible. And I'm looking out the window, I'm like, yo, that's a big drop. Like, that's a big drop. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I was literally scared for myself because I really felt like this may be, you know, that ride that just goes wrong. And through that little anxiety attack that I was having, that little paranoia that I had, there came a moment where I asked myself, like, what have you done? What would I leave behind if this plane was to drop right now? And the minute that I thought about my music was literally the moment that the anxiety had left me. And it was no longer a thing of, damn, do people appreciate my music? Do people know my music? Am I gonna be known when I'm gone for my music? It was more of, at least I left something, regardless if anybody's seen it. It doesn't need to be acknowledged. The fact that it's here and that it would forever be here was enough for me to feel satisfied. So in terms of a legacy, it's not that I'm not really concerned about chasing one or leaving one. It's more of just, can I make people understand me? And if I'm gone, when people find it, you know, I'm happy that I gave myself to the music.
That's interesting because part of that belief or understanding is called the blues. And the blues is life. You know, we in the history of ethnic people, we put our feelings into our music. You know, that's why, you know, R&B, rhythm and blues. You know what I'm saying? That's why rock and jazz personified what we do. Rock was party and jazz was sex. So there was no words. It was all feeling and beats. Your song Midnight Blues hints on feeling and touch. Introspective and thoughtful. Talk about Midnight Blues for me, please.
Midnight Blues was instantly inspired by the regular 9-to-5 job that I got. You know, okay. I think that song alone would resonate with 98% of the world. You know, when you live in a corporate world, a place where capitalism is the most important thing. Midnight Blues was this. It's a song for the kid that wants the best for his parents. You know, and I think I painted that story well in the first verse, where it's like, the goal is to make sure that my parents could travel the world without having their kid there. You know, like you spent all this, they had me at 18, 19 years old and currently almost 40. So that's a big gap of your life, especially your youth, where it's gone because you're taking care of another life, another human.
Right. And
I feel like it's my duty to make sure that for the rest of their life from this point on, they're able to regain what they've quote unquote lost.
And that's the blues part of it. But if I really dissected it, midnight is like that midlife thing. And in the middle of your life, are you happy or not with the blues? And that's the blues part. You see what I'm saying?
The song was written 1 to 3 a.m.
Wow, that's deep.
So it was a midnight blues for me during the writing process of that song.
I get that, and the thing that makes like that song so dope to me is the melody in which your voice is inflected. This Love, Not My Love EP, your voice was more pivotal in the project than your last one. Like, you had a lot of message, but your voice stood out a little more. And you did the same things. Did you see yourself in tone and vocally grow more for this, being that you were inspired, or was this natural development for you?
I feel like I need an improvement on tone. And
really?
Yeah, I feel like I need to be able to show more emotion in my music. In terms when it comes to the angry side. When it comes to more aggressive flows and aggressive feelings, I feel like I need to improve on that because my tone can't get there. I'm naturally somebody who's very mellow, laid back, very low tones. So this project was very natural for me because it allowed me to do tones and play with my voice in ways that I didn't necessarily have to learn anything. That's who I am. Midnight Blues, that flow right there, that tone of voice, that's naturally me.
Are you a Scorpio?
No.
What are you?
Aquarius.
Oh, damn fish. Woo, them water signs, boy. So, part of being a water sign is you're able to calm a situation down through introspection. Okay? So, natural fire aggression, that's a Leo or something. That's like me, like Aries or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we quiet, but when we bust out, we bust out. But the Aquarius is more when you bust out, you still got a common feature to yourself. And I want to touch on that when it comes to Beautiful Places. Beautiful Places is a song that kind of caught me off guard because I have two feelings about it. And I don't mean hip hop feelings, because hip hop feelings is either like you like the rhymes or you like the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't mean that. Beautiful Places takes me to a point when I think about the mind that made the song, and it's like, are you ready to lead, or are you learning to set up the next leader? What does that song mean to you in reflection of how I asked those questions?
In terms to answer the leadership question, I think my, like Tupac said, I'm not going to be the one to change the world, but I will spark the mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is my duty as a human being, as we all should, because, you know, there was only one Huey Newton. You know, he had degrees, he had the mind for leading, he knew what he was doing. That was a smart man. There's not many people at that time who could have done what he did. So for me to assume that I can be a Huey Newton, knowing myself, my personality, my thought process, I don't feel like I have leadership qualities. So
Really? Wow. When you build on that?
In terms of, I don't feel like I'm strategically smart enough to lead a group of people.
Ooh.
I don't feel like I have enough education to lead the people.
Ooh.
So I felt like with what I've learned so far, the best thing that I could do is put it in my music and hope that it reaches somebody who's dormant and inside and realizes like, wow, everything he's saying I believe in, but he never executed. I know how to execute it. And just take that philosophy that I'm giving and actually put it into practice. Beautiful Place was the last song on the 9 Mile Love EP, and it was
dope.
It was the question mark because it was written also at around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and I was thinking about my euphoria, my beautiful place, and it goes and it balances out lust and love. So I say, if you want to be here, if you're so infatuated with money, if you're so infatuated with success and the physical things, you know, this isn't the place that you love to be in, it's the place that you lust to be in. And to see a place where people can unconditionally love each other and, you know, you value a person more than you value the things that create materialistic things, then you love to be there. I think love is more of a non-physical emotion. And I think Beautiful Place tells the struggle of somebody who's in a world that's lusting and I want to love. That's where I feel Beautiful Place comes from.